Hey, hey, thank you for hopping on. I'm excited to talk with you guys about essential oils and children with special needs. Let me introduce myself. I am Brandy Kaufman. I am your host this afternoon. I hope to talk to you for just a few minutes. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I think I'm only going to cover a couple of oils. And the thing that I like to do is help parents who have children with special needs go through this experience of essential oils in a very streamlined way so that it's not super overwhelming for you. I was a special education teacher for 10 years, and I taught in a self-contained class that consisted of children with autism, children with Down syndrome, children with traumatic brain injuries, lots of different types of people with special needs. I've taught children from the ages of 3 years old all the way up to 22. So through their whole school career, I have had the privilege and honor and passion to work with children and with their parents. And so with all of that being said, I've learned a lot about children with special needs, but I also know more as a parent of typically developing children, and then working so closely with parents of children with special needs. I know how busy and how overwhelmed you already are between your OT visits, your PT visits, your pediatrician visits, your dieting that you might be incorporating, between respite and trying to get respite, and just everything you deal with. So you guys that are parenting children with special needs, you guys have a hard job, absolutely a hard job. And I know people reach out to me every day and ask me, how do you do, what oil do I use for this? Or I've been interested in oils, but I'm a little bit afraid, like, are they safe? And so I just offer some education, and you take it or leave it, take it for what it is. If it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up because everyone's doing it. It's fine. If this is not something that you can take on already to your hectic schedule, then don't. But if this is something that you're like, well, I've been reading and people are getting good results, or I feel like this just makes sense, it could help with our tummy issues, it could help just sleep a little better. I know sleep is a big part of our children with special needs, and oftentimes they don't sleep well. So if we just look at one area that we could work to improve, that might be a huge game changer for you guys. So let me share my screen here. And here we are. Okay, so I've introduced myself a little bit. This is my family of 4. I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I do have a master's degree in education, and I'm a special education specialist and wellness advocate. And so I began my personal journey with essential oils in 2013. Actually, it was 2014, after we just came off a really hard year in 2013. I had a lot of fear surrounding my family's health and their concerns. And so I just was really open to looking into a way that I can empower myself as a mom and become more proactive in our health and wellness. So I founded my essential oil community and business called Essentially Well Co. in 2015. I began teaching and advocating for you and for myself, and teaching others how to do that as well. So there's a couple of questions as we go through this I want you to ask yourself, and what I'm going to answer for you. So number one, what are essential oils? It's a big question. There's a lot of fear amongst this community with essential oils because we're unfamiliar as to what they are, and then how to empower yourself and the best way to empower your family. So when we're looking at these, let's think about some of your health priorities. Now, this could be for your child, but I encourage you to also think about your health priorities. Now, I know as moms, we don't always put ourselves first. We put ourselves way last. And it's been my experience that my friends and a lot of the children that I taught, I'm friends with their moms because I love on them, and I just understand how hard their life is, and have a lot of empathy and sympathy, and just want to be there in their corner, rooting for you as you're parenting, and also for you to take care of yourself. Not to just put all of your health concerns and all of your priorities on the back burner because you're caring for your child, but for you to just take care of yourself as well, and give yourself permission that you're worthy. You're worthy to have a healthy, happy, fulfilled life while you care for your child as well. So let's look at our health pyramid. So we know that the base of a good lifestyle, a good wellness, is to eating right. We know that it's important to exercise. We know that it's important to rest and manage stress. We understand that there's some toxic issues, that's important. We understand that it's important to be informed and to be proactive. So looking at this pyramid, if you could rate yourself in the areas of 1 to 10 in each area, where would you rate yourself? Okay, I see some coming in on the chat box. Very good. Good. Okay, we have some areas to improve. Absolutely. So let's look at the essential oils. Are they new? They're not new. Okay, so throughout history, natural solutions have sustained health and wellness. So you can see through this timeline that there were many, many different times throughout time that we've used essential oils. Egyptians used them. Hippocrates was a father of medicine. He used plants with his patients. Frankincense and myrrh were given to the birth child, to the Christ child. They were used with soldiers in 1943. And then doTERRA came along in 2008 and created one of the best, the only sustainable way to work with growers around the world to give us the most powerful essential oils today. They're absolutely fantastic. doTERRA is gift of the earth. It empowers 3 million is what this says, but the truth is it has empowered over 5 million people in their homes. Okay, doTERRA is partnered with many, many different entities that support the research and how to use essential oils. So why are people turning back to natural solutions? So essential oils they're the natural aromatic compounds extracted and distilled from plants for health benefits. So you can see this is a peppermint leaf. You magnify that, you see that that's the peppermint oil sac. So essential oils are actually 50 to 70 times more powerful than the herb themselves. So 28 cups of herbal peppermint tea equals 1 drop of peppermint oil, which is 8 cents. 1 drop of doTERRA peppermint equals 8 cents. So they're incredibly affordable to use. So there's a couple of different approaches to wellness. We have our modern approach and we have a natural approach. So let's just look at the two separately. So you have your modern approach and we look at the symptoms, okay? So what's the symptoms are what we're treating, and then maybe we'll look at the root cause. But in a natural approach, we flip that over. And the symptoms are, we think about the symptoms, of course, but we're very interested in that root cause. What is causing this to happen? Okay. So oils contain hundreds of different compounds, providing complex and versatile abilities to combat threats without building up resistance. That's really important, that it doesn't build up resistance. Essential oils work synergetically. I used to think that was a real BS, if you will, word, the synergy. But it means that they just work in harmony with our bodies. Our cells, a plant cell and a human cell, are very, very similar. And so they work well together. They mesh together. The essential oils have the ability to pass through the cellular membrane and work on the inside of the cell, also on the outside of the cell. Okay, so doTERRA is the top essential oil company in the world. They are the top because they have the highest quality of oils. So there's actually not a governing agency that regulates natural products, not just essential oils, herbs, all of it, okay? And because of this, doTERRA knew that they needed to create a standard. And so their standard is CPTG. And that means it's certified pure therapeutic grade. Plants are harvested in their natural habitat. They're beyond organic. They're verified pure, free of fillers, free of pesticides, and of foreign contaminants. There's a stringent third-party testing of each and every batch to ensure powerful benefits without harmful side effects. So, when you start using essential oils with your family, there's 3 different ways you can use the doTERRA essential oils. One way, which is super popular and a lot of parents with children with special needs love to start here, is the aromatic way. So using a diffuser and diffusing oils at night that help your child sleep better, or diffusing oils at night that help keep the airways open. Okay, so or this one's especially coming into our season, diffusing oils that actually clean the air and get rid of some of those toxins and germs and junk that's floating around. So it protects us as we sleep, as we eat dinner, wherever. So using essential oils aromatically is beautiful. You can also take essential doTERRA oils and apply them to your skin. Now, it's always good to use a little bit of coconut oil to dilute that essential oil. You apply to the bottoms of your feet, to the back of your neck, to your pulse points, over your heart, over your stomach. And I also say you can just put it where you have pain or where you need to support your body. Now, with doTERRA essential oils, there are many of the oils that you can take internally. You can put a drop in water. You can place it sublingually under your tongue. You can put it in a gel capsule, use it for digestive support and just overall support. Okay, there's a great ebook that I have here that talks about the research of aromatic benefits. Again, the research that promotes topical benefits. So these are great ways to use the oils. You can also refer to your reflexology chart. I have this as a customer guide for all of my new customers. So I will give you the link, and when you get started with your essential oils, you will email me, and I will email you this information as well. There's great ebooks on how to take these internally, if it's safe and so forth. This is a really good visual to show how much you should take internally, an ideal amount. So let's talk about just a few of the oils. As a special education teacher and going to lunch most of the time with my kids, this is a funny statement. You are what you eat. If this were literally true, what would your child be? Okay, I've had students that would be just Cheetos. Right? Or cheese bread, or Cheez-Its, or maybe a little protein shake. Okay, so we know that there's times that our children with special needs, they have texture issues. They have sensitivity to food. They can be very particular. And so it's just common sense. You know as a mom that they're not getting everything they need. They're not getting their nutrients, their vitamins. And so a great way to support that is incorporating a very good vitamin. So this is our children's doTERRA A to Z vitamin. It has a balanced blend of essential vitamins, including the antioxidants vitamin A, C, and E, and cellular energy complex of B vitamins. Okay, it's great to help with cellular function, metabolism, healthy cell development, overall health and wellness, and it helps with just provide cellular energy through the B vitamin. Okay, there's no sugar in these, So that's even better. And they are flavorful. They taste good. My boys have them. So let's talk about stomach. So how often does your child experience stomach discomfort? One of the easiest oils to use is Digest Zen. So we know that that there's doctors and psychologists are looking at the correlation between stomach health and brain health, and seeing that there is a correlation there. So if you're struggling with your tummy, you could be struggling with how well your brain is functioning. Okay, and so when we're dealing with any children, especially children with special needs, we want their brain to be functioning well. We want them speaking to the best of their ability, understanding what is being spoken to them. The sensory input that's coming in, having that in a healthy way. So focusing on the stomach, helping the stomach digest its food better, helping soothe upset stomachs. You know, now that I'm looking more into the holistic approach, I often wonder on days that I would see more extreme behavior problems if we weren't dealing with some of these tummy issues. You know, when my stomach hurts, I just want to lay on the floor and roll around. So, I've had behaviors where students would lay on the floor and roll around and they don't have the verbal skills to tell me what was going on. So, you can think back, and I'm sure you can experience this as a parent because you guys deal with it on a much more full-time level than I did as a classroom teacher. But I think, well, I wonder, I would have been curious if I could have pinpointed, okay, so this behavior happened, which I did. This behavior would happen this time of day or this time of day after this, but then also look at it more as a whole health approach. Now, did they have a bowel movement today? Did they have a bowel movement yesterday? Okay, and then track that as well with the behavior episodes. So that's just an idea that I've kind of think back to some days in the classroom and just thought, I wonder if they just didn't feel good. Their tummy just hurt. I just didn't know. So that might be something that you guys experience. So taking Digestive Zen and just rubbing the belly in a clockwise motion. You can also apply it to the bottoms of the feet. You can also take Digest Zen through doTERRA internally. Another good one is Digest Zen is a blend of oils. So you could pull the oils that are in Digest Zen apart and use them one at a time. And the first one that I would go to is peppermint. So you would do the same thing. You could take that internally. You can rub the tummy, excuse me. Well, okay, I wanted to look at this one as well. So with enhancing wellness, we talked about the Digestive Zen. Looking at the probiotic powder is very, very beneficial to have a probiotic. I'm pulling up my notes as well. Some children with special needs lack proper amounts of probiotics and good bacteria. Again, just looking at the gut health. So foods that are high in probiotics are yogurt, pickles, beets, sauerkraut, and dark chocolate. So I don't know about you, but I didn't experience a lot of children with special needs that are super fond of beets or sauerkrauts or even pickles for that matter. So getting a probiotic into them through our food can be challenging. So finding a good supplement, it can solve that problem where we're lacking in the food supplement. So the doTERRA has a fantastic kids probiotic. It actually tastes like a pixie stick. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I can almost guarantee, I'm not going to 100% because we are talking about our children with special needs. So we can be very different. But I would guarantee that more than half of the kids would really like this. So let's look at our brain health. Supporting the brain health of children with special needs is paramount for helping them reach their fullest potential in every area of development. So looking at some of the research through Dr. Sonia, she talks about how omega-3 fatty acids like fish oil and cod liver deliver the linoleic acid, and it converts to DHA and EPA. So we've heard the importance of that. And just talking too about the brain health and getting fish oils into your kids. Again, our children with special needs, I can't imagine a kid eating too much fish, or much less drinking any fish oil, or even taking a supplement for that. So what doTERRA understands that is hard. And so their omega supplement is actually flavored with orange, which sounds a little interesting, but it's easy to place in a smoothie or in orange juice in the morning, or you can hide it in something that they're already eating. Okay, I want to talk about muscle support. So if we are coming from OT and PT and we've been working hard that day, it would be natural that the muscles would have soreness and support. So using the deep blue oil could be a fantastic way to support your kids naturally through their sore muscles. So concentration and focus. Concentration and focus are key common underlying things in the classroom. Now this goes for all children, absolutely. So there's a couple of different ways that you would want to experiment with this. It's not an end-all be-all for each kid, and each essential oil could benefit or not benefit. It just depends. So I've recently been working with some parents, and they have found that using a combination of the Intune blend on the back of the neck, then layering it with a blend of vetiver, and then a little bit of lavender, all on the back of the neck. They have found that this really been able to increase concentration and focus like no other. Behavior. How many of you need help with behavior management? It's one of my favorite areas, actually. All kids have behaviors, right? Behavior management. Anything we do is a behavior. We oftentimes in the classroom discuss behavior in a negative manner, just because of the behavior that was exhibited was not positive. So when we're looking at ways to help increase more positive behaviors, it could be before going to bed. So diffusing lavender to help everyone just calm down and to soothe themselves before transitioning to bedtime. Using vetiver again at night, using serenity at night to just aid in that to help things become more calm when transitioning to bedtime. We could use the same concept at school, or if you homeschool, if it's time to transition from whatever it is, from your routine during your transition time, starting to diffuse lavender or serenity, applying some of that could help with transitions and behaviors. Transitions and behaviors. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong screen. I'm kind of getting used to this. So I'm hoping that I am not in a live. I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Right. Okay, we're going to continue. So I hope this has been helpful to you. There's a lot more that we can talk about. I do not want to overwhelm you. My goal, you could see I was skipping through some of those slides because there's so much information. My goal is when I'm working with parents that have children with special needs, is that we really take one area and focus on that area and then move on to another area. We look at how you can fit these into your routine. So a lot of times, as you make IEP goals, we can make oil goals. So just taking one area, through the IEP, you're not going to try to tackle all the curriculum in 3rd grade, right? You're taking your IEP and you're writing your annual goal, And then you have your benchmark goals underneath to meet that one goal, okay? Same thing with this, same thing with health. You guys are dealing with a lot. So it's important when you're open to thinking about using essential oils for your children that you partner with a community that's understanding, a community that can help support you on this journey. And so I hope to be that community. If someone else has sent you here, please go back and talk to them to get you set up with oils. If that person is me, let's get you set up. Click on the link below at brandykaufman.com. And you can choose your kit to start with, okay? I recommend choosing the 10 most popular oils and the diffuser, okay? It's a fantastic way to get you started. You have everything you need. I have some private promos going on currently that when you get that kit, I set you up with. But no matter what kit you get, we will work together to help this essential oil journey become as simple as it possibly can so that you can incorporate these into your family and start seeing some positive results. So thank you so much for joining us. Again, go to brandykaufman.com and you can see there which kit to start with. So have a fantastic day.